You are about to tour one of the most secretive industries in the entire world. 99% of the meat we eat and the dairy we consume, the yummy cheese, butter, ice cream, and so on, comes from an animal that lived on a factory farm. We're going to share what industry standard is for these animals. This is a common industrial pig farm. Thousands of pigs live inside of these structures. They never go outside or see the sky. The only time they go outside is when they are being transported to a slaughterhouse. Some facilities have dozens of buildings with tens of thousands of pigs. They spend their lives crowded in enclosures. Mother pigs will spend a lifetime in gestation cages, unable to move or even flip around. The fecal matter of the pigs is piped into giant open pits adjacent to the farm, often causing environmental issues. In the US alone, there are roughly 9.4 million dairy cows. The typical dairy cow in the United States will spend its entire life inside a concrete-floored enclosure. And although they can live 20 years, most are sent to slaughter after 4 or 5 when their milk production wanes. They are artificially inseminated annually and kept pregnant almost continuously to maintain milk production. Their baby calves are taken from them immediately after birth. Machines milk them, and they are expected to produce nearly 40 times the amount of milk that they would normally produce for one of their babies. Because of the toll on their bodies and their reproductive organs, dairy cows die after a fraction of their normal lifespan. Dairy calves spend their time in small hutches with very little space. Male dairy calves are not commercially viable and are considered a wasteful byproduct of the dairy industry. They are either shot or sold to the veal industry. 500,000 dairy calves are killed annually in the U.S., according to the USDA. And now you are approaching one of the most secretive and mechanized forms of factory farming. These giant buildings are an egg farm. How do birds produce this much bubbling waste? Because this facility alone contains over 1 million animals. Inside, hens are in cages and are unable to fully spread their wings. Now let's move on to hens that are raised for consumption. Inside are thousands of birds who have been selectively bred to grow so big, so quickly, that many of them suffer heart disease and most of them cannot walk normally. In hatcheries across the US, roughly 2 million male baby chicks are killed or culled weekly at birth due to not being commercially viable. Factory farming is unlike anything humankind has ever created.